and Burn. We would love to hear your testimonial about it. At the end, we will have a time of question and answer. So we're looking at about 30 minutes. What do you think, Hannah? About
Yeah.
30 minutes
Yeah.
tonight?
30
Probably not
minutes
going
is
too
what I
much
plan.
further over that. So we do appreciate your time, and
Yeah.
let's just jump in and get started. So,
Awesome.
as I've said, my name is Stacey Hartzler. I am wife to Ruben Hartzler, and I am mom to 9 kiddos. I started having kids back in 2010, and I just never quit. Like they just kept coming. And along with that, having babies at 23 as opposed to 38 has been very different for my body. I know that once we get into the 35, 40 range, we become geriatric pregnancy, which is weird because I still feel super young. But that is what we're called, is a geriatric pregnancy. And the only thing that I notice that's geriatric is my ability to heal after having babies. So if you're in like that 30, 35, 40 plus range, you definitely probably fall in this category of, man, it's hard to lose weight. Seems easy to maintain, but to lose weight, it is just so hard these days. And even if you eat clean, and all of the things. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to just let me know if you can say yes to any of these questions. Um, so what if, these are my questions for you. What if you decided to stop restarting? Like, what if today was the day that you decided to stop restarting? What if your body didn't feel like it was broken anymore? What if you could find something that actually helped you work with your body and not against your body? I feel like in the last, especially 5 years, I've just felt like absolutely everything that I've done has just worked against me and not in alignment with my body. So a little bit of background about me and what I do. I actually eat really clean. I use essential oils. I use products that are toxin free. I have a very clean environment to my surrounding area. I eat mostly whole foods. I think that's really important for our body. And yeah, so I do have a little bit of a sugar addiction. That's something that I've had for a while, and I'm addressing that now. I've actually stopped eating sugar and I've stopped eating gluten. I feel like those two things in combination with the balance and burn has tremendously helped my body so much. So if you feel like the same, like you're kind of in that same boat, oh, and walking. I walk every day, almost 10,000 steps every day. I've been doing this for years, and it just seems like I would get so discouraged because I would step on the scale, and no matter how hard I worked or what I did to my body, it just wasn't working for me. And until I found Balance and Burn, I started Balance and Burn about a month and 20 days ago. And in the first month, I dropped about 4 to 5 pounds, which doesn't seem super quick, but I definitely feel like there was a lot of healing that was going on in my body before it really just started dropping the weight. Now that I've been on it for a month and 20 days, I've actually lost 16 pounds. Not only losing weight, but my clothes fit incredibly, like much better. I have a chore coat, my Carhartt coat. I almost put it on to show you, but it's not fit me for years. And I've noticed whenever I'm going out to do chores, I can almost zip it up now. So I still have about 44 pounds to go for my weight loss goal. But I figure 16 pounds in a month and a half is really stinking good. So that's a little bit of a testimonial for me. I'm actually going to pass the baton over to Hannah Shanks. Hannah is going to give you the nitty gritty of why this product is working so well in so many bodies. And then at the end, I have some more testimonials to share from real life women. We're not here to just sell a product, we're here to share real results of what's working for us and our family. So go ahead, Hannah.
Yeah. Thank you. So, my name's Hannah Shanks, and I have a very similar story to Stacy. In fact, we've commiserated multiple times over the years of like, why is it that no matter how clean I eat and walk every day and all the things that I'm doing, do I still struggle with gaining weight so easily? It just seems like it packs on so easily, but then it's so hard to get off, right? And so, I actually was unofficially diagnosed with insulin resistance, which is really what this product system targets. And if you have heard the term insulin resistance, it's become very kind of trendy, I would say, even in the last 2 years. But it's because only 10% of people in America are considered metabolically healthy. And so at least 85%, I would say, of people have insulin resistance. Sometimes it's pre-diabetes, it's extended into that. So insulin resistance is kind of what happens to your body before you become pre-diabetic, and then pre-diabetic is what happens right before you become diabetic, okay? So diabetes type 2 is the kind that you can catch with your lifestyle, unfortunately, right? So our standard American diet is very poor at actually nourishing our bodies in the way that they need to be. And so for multiple generations of people, we've been told to eat mostly grains, mostly like breads, pastas, cereals. I don't know if you all remember growing up when the focus on eating all of the grains really started, but like every meal they were basically teaching every meal needs to be the foundation needs to be grains. So like huge servings of rice, pasta, crackers, bread, tortillas, and we really as a culture have, if you look at like restaurants and your ability to go get food that's like easy to eat, easy to grab in a package, all of it is packaged in bread products, right? Grain products. And our bodies, they do okay with grains, like they will sustain us, but most of our grains these days are actually stripped of all of the nutrients and all they do is spike our blood sugar. And so as a society, we've been eating so much grains that our blood sugar is consistently elevated. And when you eat, your blood sugar does rise when you eat because your food has some glucose and it has a metabolic effect. Okay, but when you're eating something like grains or bread, anything with sugar in it, your body doesn't really know the difference between like a piece of bread and a cupcake or a tortilla and a cookie. And even unfortunately, like the gluten-free grains, they're still gonna spike your blood sugar because it's rice and oats and things like that. So when we remove the nutrients from the grains, because a lot of times they're highly processed, we're stripping nutrients from them. And so much of our diet is made up of those kind of high carbohydrate, high starch grains that are then we've been ground down to flour and made into easy convenience foods. And we've stopped eating the things that we really need to nourish our bodies, which is a lot of protein and healthy fats and foods that come from the earth, food that God made for us to eat. And the food, if you look at the foods that God created for us to eat versus the foods that like overrun our grocery stores and that are on most of our tables and restaurant tables and available to us really everywhere these days, that's a lot different, right? Have you ever noticed like the stuff that grows from the earth? You don't find a whole lot of that when you're just like browsing the grocery store. A lot of times it's highly processed stuff with lots of chemicals. Tons sugar is literally in everything. And so we have a food problem, right? We have a big food problem. And so that probably is why if you've noticed just like me and like Stacy, like weight loss isn't just about calories anymore because your body has to decide what happens to the calories that you're eating. And if
Mhm.
you're a woman who's in like midlife, you've probably noticed that like the calorie, just eating a few less calories does not work, right? Like raise your hand if you have chronically under-eaten calories in attempts to lose weight for months at a time and only added inflammation and puffiness and fat to your body. And the reason for that is because anytime you spike your blood sugar, meaning you give your body more glucose than it knows how to handle, you have an insulin response. And insulin is a hormone that your body needs because it actually tells your cells to allow glucose into the cell. So we don't want glucose in our bloodstream. We want glucose in our cells. Like our muscle cells need glucose to function. Our brain actually does thrive and run on glucose. But the problem is our body starts having a hard time getting the glucose actually into the cell and it just circulates in the bloodstream. And when that happens, the glucose that's circulating in your bloodstream causes inflammation in all of your organs. And so an example of this, a lot of us know about diabetes, but an example of this is diabetes takes different forms because sugar that accumulates outside of the tissues in various parts of your body starts to cause massive inflammation and kind of a degradation of the cells in that tissue. So Alzheimer's and like dementia and things like that, kind of mental memory problems, they're actually realizing that that has a lot more to do with blood sugar imbalance and insulin response.
Hey!
oops, than anything
Actually.
else. And so the problem is they're calling it type 3 diabetes. We need to get me out.
Which
Wait,
one?
wait, wait. What did I? Wait,
Okay.
what did he do?
Oh, we need to get someone else out too. Hang on.
Wait, wait. What did we do?
Okay. Sorry. Uninvited guests. Okay, so type 3 diabetes is also, they haven't named it that yet, but Alzheimer's is being recognized as a type 3 diabetes because that inflammation and the degradation of those cells starts happening in the brain, and that starts causing memory problems. So I say all of this to say elevated insulin is a big problem in most Americans' bodies right now. And if insulin stays high, it causes all kinds of problems, but one of the major problems is that it's a fat storing hormone. And so you start storing fat. So that's why you can eat like a paleo diet, you can eat a Whole 30 diet, and you can actually gain weight long term. Because if you're eating tons of white potatoes, sweet potatoes, quinoa, rice, all of these whole foods that are actually really high in carbohydrates, you could be spiking your blood sugar over and over again. If you're eating Larabars as every snack, I'm sorry to tell you, I know they're delicious, but they're not friendly for your blood sugar because all of those dates is a lot of sugar for your system, unfortunately. And so we really have kind of lost the natural wisdom of like sweet things and grains are for very small amounts, very occasionally, and we've made them parts of literally every meal and every snack that we have. And so that's causing our insulin to stay high and our fat to be stored. And then when you have high insulin, your cells become less sensitive to that insulin. And so then they get that's where insulin resistance happens. Okay, so insulin resistance is where your body keeps like saying, "Hey, we're trying to get the insulin into the cells," but the cells have kind of created a shield because they're like, "There's way too much glucose, there's way too much insulin happening, and we need to protect ourselves because we don't want that inflammation, that glycation to happen." And so then you have to work even extra hard to get your insulin and your blood sugar down. So it kind of becomes a vicious cycle. Okay, so there's a couple of factors that influence whether your body is using or storing fat. Big one is your blood sugar stability. Second one is your insulin level. So blood sugar and insulin are very intricately tied together. The third is your muscle and movement. And then the last is your stress and your sleep. And so if you really are not addressing your blood sugar and insulin, if you're not moving intentionally and then you're really stressed out and you're not sleeping well or you're not managing stress, all of those can play a big role in your hormone balance, and whether your body is storing or able to lose fat. And so we kind of have talked about blood sugar basics. There is that little section on your printable PDF if you want to look more into that. But the response for all of these problems has been there's been this discovery of what's called the GLP-1. GLP-1, probably everybody thinks of the shots. That's like what everyone kind of associates with that now because the shots have definitely taken off in popularity in the last few months. I personally have a problem with being able to log onto social media and see influencers sell me a medical product that I may or may not need that is injectable and that I am the guinea pig on. Um, I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying I'm skeptical. I'm saying that the American public who's using them are the test subjects for the shots. And so the reason we don't know what happens long term is because we're figuring out with all of us taking them what happens long term. And so you can, if you want to, and especially if you have a reasonable discussion with your doctor. But a lot of people are looking for a way to support their metabolism and increase GLP-1 in their body naturally without having to take the shot. And so GLP-1 actually is something that your body makes on its own. If you didn't know that, raise your hand if you did not know you make GLP-1 yourself. It's actually a hormone, it's a signaling hormone that is made in your gut. And so GLP-1 supports healthy insulin release at the right times. That's why it's a signaling hormone. It slows your digestion so that you're not just burning quickly through your food, but it helps your blood sugar stay stable because it's like slowing down the glucose response that your body is having from your food. And then GLP-1 also promotes you feeling full, so it reduces your cravings. One of the biggest things that people love about the shots is that they say it reduces their food noise. Different people have varying levels of this, where you're either obsessed with food and all you can think about is your next snack. I definitely relate with that when it comes to sugar, because if I start eating sugar, I become like a drug addict, and the next, like, I'm like looking for my next hit, basically. And that I say that in kind of a crass way, but it actually is true because sugar is just as addictive as some illicit drugs. And it provokes that response in us just like a like heroin provokes that response in a heroin addict. It's like I need my next hit for me to feel better. And so we really do become truly addicted to sugar. And some people have food noise all the time where they're just constantly thinking about what am I going to eat the next? What's my next treat? What's my next XYZ? And so it actually, when something causes that food noise to go away, is when you notice it and you're like, oh, I don't think about food all the time. This is crazy. I can actually live my life and feel free to just make good decisions when I'm not thinking about food all the time. And so that is a benefit of having enough GLP-1 in your system. And what most of us probably haven't realized until GLP-1 has become the next hot trending topic is that we can make it in our guts, but our toxic lifestyle and our poor American diet has caused most of us to become deficient in the GLP-1 hormone in our body. And so we're not making very much. And therefore, we have all that food noise and we have the insulin resistance and we have the like constant thinking about the next sugar hit or the next meal or whatever. And we have really no way to help ourselves unless we're eating properly until we have balance and burn. And Young Living came up with this absolutely incredible supplement system that has key nutrients that support your body in making GLP-1 itself and doing all of the things that GLP-1 supports. So it helps with the food noise. It helps to slow down your digestion. It helps to reduce your cravings. It gives you, the way that I think about it is it gives your brain the space to make those good food choices without feeling like a ravenous raccoon in your kitchen at night, You're like, I haven't eaten enough. I need carbs, I need sweets, and we get kind of in that like frenetic drug addict space, and it kind of slows your brain down because your brain and your gut talk to each other. And if your gut needs stuff, and it's going to send signals to your brain. And if you're deficient in a key hormone that's telling you how much you need to eat, how much you need to store, how full you are, when you need to be hungry again next, how to use all of that energy, and it's trying to talk to you, obviously things are going to get a little bit out of whack, right? So we've talked kind of about how calories are not calories, but we also need to look at when you're taking this system, what do you need to be working on? Because it's obviously not going to be the same as taking a shot, right? The shot is giving you a whole lot of a synthetic hormone. And so it's just like any other medication, it's going to be forcing an effect. I would say balance and burn does not force an effect. It's going to be working in synergy with your already healthy lifestyle changes. So we really do encourage when you're taking balance and burn, you are working on nutrition. And what I have found works best is a protein and fiber forward diet. So the anchors of every meal that you take is protein and fiber. And fiber is like veggies, chia seeds, berries, avocados, real whole food fiber. I don't actually recommend like Metamucil or things like that. I know that sometimes people think of fiber and they think of that. There are some good prebiotic fiber supplements. Young Living has my favorite one that I take absolutely every day and love its effect on digestion. But you really want to focus on protein, 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 eating all of the protein. You're probably undernourished if you're not eating protein in every meal. And your body is going to be like, give me the protein when you start eating a protein forward diet and then lots of fiber. Those two things help to stabilize your blood sugar so you're not having a big glucose spike. And then you also want to focus on movement. We do recommend moving for about 10 to 15 minutes after you eat every meal. That helps your body put insulin into the cells. Your cells become more sensitive after you eat if you're moving, because then your muscle cells open up. Working on your sleep and your stress, balance and burn is going to help your sleep incredibly. I am sleeping like the best sleep of my life. Like I wake up and I feel like I slept for 10 hours. It's truly amazing. I don't think any other supplement I've ever taken has helped my sleep this much. And it's because that insulin response, your liver is happier, your gut is happier, your brain is happier, your whole body is going to function better when all of those signaling hormones are working better. And then it is helping your body to create that GLP-1 hormone in your gut. And so the compounding effect of that is really important. We do recommend that you take balance and burn for at least 3 months before deciding if it's for you or not. I really think you're going to have some really great results within 3 months. But our temptation is, unfortunately, you guys, to try something for a week or two and then want to throw in the towel when we haven't lost 30 pounds in 2 weeks, right? Same.
Mm.
I'm like that too. I want super fast results where I don't have to put in the work. And I think you'll be disappointed if you take that approach, but you will not be disappointed if you kind of pair it with these key pillars that we've talked about and give it at least 3 months of taking the supplement system every single day and then really working with your body. And like Stacey said, just deciding that I'm not going to quit this time. Like even if I fall off the wagon, I'm not quitting. I'm not going to let that become a reason that I stopped doing this. This is my new lifestyle and I'm supporting it with Balance and Burn. So there's two. This is the last part that I'll talk about. And again, you can grab the notes from the link above that I put in the chat if you want to see more. But there's two parts to the system. And I'll talk about the ingredients in it real quickly. So, first thing in the morning, you're going to want to take the Balance and Care packet. This is a little stick pack. You rip it open. You can empty it just straight into your mouth, or you can put it into a glass of water and drink it in water. Either way is totally fine, but you want to get that in first thing in the morning, basically, first thing when you wake up. And then there's also three burn and control capsules. They come in a little blister pack. You can see Stacy's screen. She's going to get hers out. You want to take those sometime before lunch. I recommend about 15 to 30 minutes before you eat your lunch. I also recommend taking those before noon if possible. Again, don't get caught up in the perfection of this. Like, oh, if it's 12:30 and I haven't taken my capsules yet, then I've screwed something up. No, you have not screwed something up. It's better to get it in and take the whole system every single day and do it consistently than to get hung up on timing. So you can take all three at once if you want to. If that's easier for you to remember. But definitely the consistency is key. And then the stick pack has what we call the Akkermansia probiotic and some prebiotic fiber. So this feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. And then it has a specific probiotic strain that has been studied to increase GLP-1 production and help with nutrient signaling and then stabilize your glucose and insulin levels in your blood. So you take that first thing in the morning. That also helps to lock in your blood sugar and insulin response for the day. The first things that you put in your body for the day, really lock that in. So you don't want to be like downing a croissant and a sugary coffee before you do anything else for the day. You want to get your Akkermansia packet in. You want to drink some water with lemon oil, and you want to have a like protein forward breakfast. Like have a burger patty with an egg on top. Okay, like that's the kind of protein breakfast we're talking about. The capsules that you take, two key ingredients that are probably the most important in those capsules is berberine. And berberine is also highly well studied. You could go to PubMed and find tons of studies on berberine. It helps to keep your blood sugar stable and your insulin stable, helps with your appetite, and naturally activates GLP-1 in your body. Berberine is known to give you like digestive distress, and so Young Living is amazing and went above and beyond and sourced berberine that is processed differently. It's phytosomal berberine. I won't get into the super sciencey side of that, but what you need to know is that it bypasses a lot of the problem areas in your body that would give you digestive upset. And so we have hardly any testimonies or people having concerns with digestive problems with Balance and Burn. I'm not going to say nobody. Sometimes it's a higher dose and you kind of need to back it off, but it really does not cause the gastric upset that you hear a lot of people complain about from berberine. And then the last thing in the capsules is citrus polyphenols. And these are amazing because have also been studied. So this is a very well researched, evidence-based supplement. Truly has every ingredient. I was trying to piecemeal together a GLP-1 supplement type of thing for myself and was going to be spending literally hundreds of dollars trying to find individual ingredients that I wanted to take. And Young Living literally put it all into one supplement. I was so excited to just have an easy button where I could have all the things that I was looking at sourcing separately. But the citrus polyphenols, these help to reduce body weight and body fat mass. So these are helping your body recomposition and your waist hip circumference without loss of lean muscle mass, which is amazing. So the citrus polyphenols really do like amp up the results of Balance and Burn, and they're often not found in other supplements. And Young Living, we know, has the seed to seal guarantee, where all of their like citrus oils and oil botanical products that they're putting in have had the seed to seal backing of being vetted, knowing that they're pure, knowing that they're good for you, and that they've been sourced from the best possible location, so that you're getting really good ingredients that are bioavailable, best absorbed for your body, and really working together in this synergistic system. So you can expect it to help you maintain your blood sugar, help you to efficiently metabolize fat for energy instead of storage, and then really not having any harsh side effects, unlike you get with the synthetic GLP-1 products. So that's what I've got as far as science, ingredients, how it works, all of that stuff. And then Stacey, you've got some good testimonies to share about people who've been using the
I
Balance and Burn.
do. Yeah. Laura, would you mind unmuting yourself and sharing if you're there? By the way, Hannah, you are amazing. And thank you so much for all of your amazing information.
Thank
Hannah
you.
does such a good job. If you guys could give her a round of applause. She does such a good job at sharing science, just really palatable, like being able to just
Thank
digest
you.
everything. Oh, wow, there really was clapping going
Aw,
across the screen.
that's so cute.
That's
I love
great.
it.
Okay, so thank you so much, Hannah. Laura, I see that you are unmuted. We would love to hear your
Hello.
testimony.
Hi, everybody. My name is Laura Jones, and I am on my second month of taking Balance and Burn. And just some really cool things have been happening in my body. And so, one of them that I wanted to throw out there super fast is I'm a 90s kid, and so I've been married to the scale for a long time. And I'm trying really hard not to have any part of my worth being attached to a number on a scale. And that's really hard. And my scale hasn't moved a ton with Balance and Burn. But let me tell you, I can wear pants that I couldn't wear before. And my face, um, like I have these hollows in my cheeks, like I've had most of my adult life until I turned 42 and they went away. Like started to look like this. And just inches and inches and inches have came off of my body. And I only measured like the 5 or 6 measurement spots of that like come in the little paper from Young Living. So I wasn't measuring like, 140 points on my body to get inches of loss. And so it's really, really, really been amazing. And I didn't check the room if this is an all women's room or not. I don't know. I'm going to say this anyway. So if you're a man and talking about like hormone health and things like that, really kind of give you the EBGBs, and maybe just turn your speakers down for a minute. Um, my hormone cycle, I haven't had them tested or anything like that, but so much better. Like the very first month that I was on Balance and Burn, there was like so much volume, um not like clotty, like it was like the exact looking blood that you want. And since then, they I've got like this really short bleeding cycle that's like, like 4 days. It's just kind of a dream come true. And so anyway, I'm super grateful for Balance and Burn, and I don't know what else Balance and Burn is gonna do for my body, but I did try on a swimming suit that I bought last summer at the end of the summer because I like the style and it really didn't fit me. But I don't know. I said I wasn't going to buy things that didn't fit my body, but dang, I like this swimming suit. So I bought it and I put it on yesterday. And I like it's snowing where I am right now, but I would have worn that thing out in public. And so super excited about that. So thank you for asking me to share.
Laura, that is amazing. And it actually reminded me of something. I just had my ninth baby 10 months ago, and my cycle actually came back within 2 months. It's so frustrating because I'm like, I'm nursing full time. I should not be having a cycle right now. But what I noticed this time around is I was having 2 cycles a month. It was awful. And I mean, my hormones were all over the place. And it just occurred to me that since I've been on Balance and Burn, my cycle is completely normal. And I didn't think about that until just now. So thank you for sharing that
You
because
bet.
yeah, that's
It's
incredible.
amazing.
That is
Hmm.
incredible. And that's a sign that your hormones are balancing out, which was
Yeah.
an added benefit to taking this product. So
I, can I say something real quick?
yeah, go ahead.
So the hormone connection, that might sound weird to a lot of people because it's like, what does this have to do with that? But like PCOS is a very common and growing, and it's like extremely common now. Like tons of people have it. And it's actually an insulin resistance issue also. It's just blood sugar affecting your reproductive organs, and that insulin problem. And so it's true. And it is like, it's one of those things where you're like, how could that fix what I thought I just needed to lose, 15 pounds. How is this like
Yeah.
fixing my hormones? But it's true that cortisol, insulin, all of those signaling hormones, they affect more than you think. And when they get out of whack, but then if something helps them rebalance, your body starts signaling everything better. And hormonally, it's all connected, even though we don't think of it being that way. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that is great. We have had lots of people sharing testimonies in our group. One testimony that I want to share real quick with you guys. She is actually picking up her brother in the snow up in Kansas City. Um, yeah, I probably shouldn't share the story, but she's picking up her brother right now. And so she really wanted to be on, but she couldn't. So she wanted me to share this with you. She shared pictures, which I will share in the event, so you guys can see. But she said 30 days. After 30 days, I thought I would share my results for anyone wanting to know if the balance and burn system is working. For a few years, I've eaten in a deficit to lose weight. Macro balanced diet, high protein, 100 ounces of water or more, 10,000 steps or more daily, 30 to 40 minute functional strength training workouts 5 days a week. Nothing had moved on my scale in months. At times, I even gained weight, became depressed, and felt defeated. For 30 days, I took balance and burn. Results are in the photos, which again, I will share in the event. She said, feel free to share, to zoom in without judgment, she said, I didn't measure anything but my weight. I am 10 pounds down in 30 days. Okay. So this is how she's using the packet. Powder packet first thing in the morning on the tongue and let it dissolve, followed by 8 ounces of water, taking the capsules about 4 hours later. I'm just 2 weeks into my next 30 days and I'm down 2 more pounds. Yes, it's working for me. So pretty cool. And I mean,
awesome.
we're hearing lots of testimonies just like that. So even just for my own, one thing I want to share though, if you're on this product or you start taking it and you're just like super bummed because you feel like it might not be working for you right away. Again, like Hannah said, keep on it, just keep
Mhm.
going. They say take it for 3 months. Really, every supplement company will tell you to take a supplement for 3 months before you throw in the towel. That's pretty common, pretty normal. And what this is doing is it's completely revamping your metabolic structure. So just like everything that Hannah had said, you might also want to think about cleansing your liver. So
Mhm.
Young Living did just come out with another product called a whole body cleanse. It's a whole body cleanse, and then there's another product called Liver Tone. If you take those two things for a month, okay, try them for a month. Like, let's say the balance and burn isn't working as well as you were hoping. You really might need to just cleanse your gallbladder and your liver. Okay. This is why I was telling you to take lemon oil every day. This is why Hannah's telling you lemon, think liver. Okay, so lemon oil will actually, if you don't eat anything first thing in the morning and you take a glass of lemon water, it will stimulate the bile in your liver and your gallbladder, and it will help get things flowing. So, you've heard of people having like a clogged liver or fatty liver disease, like all these things. Your liver is so important. And if your liver isn't functioning, nothing in your body is going to be functioning well. So, pay attention to how your body is feeling on this product. If you're really feeling like, man, this is not working for me like everybody else,
Mhm.
pay attention to your liver. You might need to do just a liver detox, a liver cleanse. So start taking lemon oil every morning, first thing in the morning to stimulate your bile. That might be all that you need. That literally might be all that you need for your body to get it working. But if not, you might need an actual cleanse. So look
Yeah.
into that whole body cleanse, liver tone supplements. I promise it'll be worth it. And actually, for this month, if you spend 200 PV in Young Living products, you get an oil called JuvaFlex for free. JuvaFlex, any Juva products, is liver related. So you
Mhm.
can take that, put a drop under your tongue, put a drop in your water, just rub it over your liver, and it will also help kind of stimulate the bile, stimulate your liver, getting it flowing well. Another thing to think about when you're losing weight is the extra skin. Like, a lot of people are worried about skin. I will say grapefruit and ledum oil, these
Mhm.
two oils mixed together with castor oil. So you just take those two oils, rub it over the skin, rub castor oil over it. You could put um wax paper. You could put plastic wrap on it if you don't want it to get on your clothes, and just sleep in it. Like it will help smooth and tighten and tone your skin so that you don't have to worry about that. So those are just a few of the products. And one last thing that I love taking to help stimulate my adrenal system is Endoflex. So using the Endoflex, helping with hormone support. I usually just take it and put it right over my thyroid is what I do with that. And I feel like that speaks to your thyroid, your adrenals. Those are just some extra ones. So, and then as far as food goes, I kind of shared a little bit in the beginning. I lost about 4 to 5 pounds in the beginning. Then I dropped sugar. I stopped cold turkey sugar for a week. I stopped gluten for a week. And I mean, the weight started coming off. So I know that not everybody might have a problem with gluten, or I think everybody has a problem with sugar. I think sugar is like super detrimental for everybody's body. And that's definitely something that you really need to consider dropping for yourself. But the sugar and the gluten, man, if when I drop those, my body drops inflammation like crazy. So think about maybe doing a couple of those things for yourself, getting movement, taking the product, being, just being consistent with it is important. So yeah, if you have, I think this is about the time where we could probably answer some questions. So if you guys have questions, drop in the chat or unmute yourself. We can take some questions. Hannah, do you have any questions about the product?
I don't think so. I do want to mention that it is available on loyalty rewards. And so you would get your free oil every month when you order it that way, plus your points back. So you definitely maximize your savings when you're ordering that monthly. And since you need to definitely take it, that 90 days or longer, it's safe to take long term. So you can take it as long as you're reaching, for maybe a goal of a weight loss goal or something like that. So you can take that, but it's really easy to order every month and just replenish it, and not have to think about it. A lot of supplements are ordered on subscription, and you end up getting extras. But with Young Living, you can always change what you're ordering, so you're not going to end up with a bunch of extra things. But it's easy to kind of throw your balance and burn on loyalty and get those points back and get a free gift every month for ordering at that 100 PV level. And so I love that they did that for us because sometimes new products take a while before the stock is available for loyalty rewards, but they put it on loyalty for us right away. So you can just
Yeah.
hop that on subscription and start earning points back
And
and savings on that.
so the product is $135, and that
Mhm.
would be like a 1 month supply. It's definitely worth it. I feel like when I was looking at how much are the shots costing people, it was like over $1,000 a month. So
Yeah.
if it's something that's really working, it's worth it. If you haven't ordered from Young Living in a long time, or you don't have an account already, you can actually use Share YL to get the information to whoever invited you to this class, and you can do share YL in the promo code, and you can actually get 10% off. So you get 10% off if you hop on loyalty rewards, which I highly recommend, like Hannah was saying, because you'll get 10% back. So you get 10% off, 10% back, and points. And I mean, it's just a no-brainer to do it that way. So yeah. How long do you plan to take it, Hannah?
I don't know. I've been taking the liver stuff for 3 months now, and I'm like halfway between my in my second month of balance and burn. So I have quite a bit that I would like to lose, and I also have years of mistreating and trashing my metabolism by
Yeah.
following faulty nutrition and diet advice. So I feel like I probably will need it for probably 6 to 8 months, I would think. I might give it a break, and take a month off and then restart. Just that kind of sometimes helps to reset your body, give it a chance to not have a supplement that you're taking, and then sometimes it responds a little bit better when you break for just a little bit and then restart. So yeah, so definitely 3 months
So
at a time, and then I'll probably take a
Hannah
few weeks
Schrott
off.
asked if there's any corn or any corn byproducts in it. Maltodextrone,
Let
dextrose,
me
dextrin.
see.
I don't see any of that in here. Polypheno blend, pomelo fruit extract, grapefruit fruit extract, guarana seed extract, orange juice concentrate, green tea. So the only, it says other ingredients would be like a vegetable capsule because that's what it's in, and then a microcrystalline cellulose and silica from bamboo shoot extract. So I don't know if any of those, let me look at the other one.
I was gonna say, I feel like if there was, it would be in the stick pack, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure if it does or not.
French gray sea salt.
Ooh.
I know. I didn't know that was in there. That's great to know. Great powder blend. Yeah, I don't think so, but hey, Hannah, I will send you a screenshot.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything that I think would
I'll
be
send Hannah
corn based.
yeah, a screenshot of that. So,
Okay.
okay, well, if you guys don't have any more questions, we can go ahead and hop off here.
Thanks for
Um,
coming, everybody. This was
yeah,
fun.
yeah, this was fun.
We'll have a replay available. I'll post the link in the event. So if you want to go back and rewatch or share with a friend or somebody couldn't make it or something, we'll have that on YouTube. It'll be like a YouTube link for everybody, and we'll try to have that ASAP. So thanks for
Yeah.
coming.
Okay. All right. Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
friends.
Bye.